Today, we're not just telling a story, we're investigating a case. A case involving a sudden disappearance, a confusing return, and a confession that was hidden in plain sight the entire time. It's a real mystery of the heart, and our only clue, a tiny note left by a window.
So let's just jump right in. We're actually starting at the end. This is that aha moment, the final entry in the case file. But to really get how we ended up here, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning, back when none of this made any sense at all.
You know, the initial story, the official version of events, it just didn't sit right. It felt like a puzzle with way too many missing pieces. In fact, it left us with a lot more questions than answers. Okay, so the first thing that makes you go, is the waiting. If the plan was to leave, why hang around? What was she looking for in those quiet moments? This is our first clue that something is definitely off here.
And then you have this, which is probably the most contradictory piece of evidence in the whole file. She leaves, and then all of a sudden she's back. I mean, that action completely undermines the decision to leave in the first place. Why would you come back to a place you just decided to walk away from?
And here it is, the final, baffling twist that just makes your head spin. She waits, she leaves, she comes back, only to leave again, for good this time. The timeline is a complete mess of contradictions. It just doesn't add up. So you're left with this deep gut feeling that you're not getting the whole story. And this right here, this is the exact moment you stop being a passive listener and become an active investigator, absolutely convinced there's a hidden truth just waiting to be uncovered. A new day means a new strategy. Our investigator knows you can't find new evidence if you keep walking the same path. It was time to go back to the scene, but this time with fresh eyes. And this shows that shift in mindset perfectly. It's no longer about passively sitting there just hoping for an answer to appear out of thin air. No, it's about actively searching, scanning the entire area, and looking for anything at all that seems out of place. Any good investigator will tell you the smallest detail can crack the widest case. So our narrator starts a systematic search, completely driven by this belief that a clue must have been left behind somewhere. And there it is, a break in the case. It's that one singular moment where your focus just narrows, the whole world fades away, and all you can see is one tiny, overlooked detail. This is it, Exhibit A. It's not some grand statement, not a dramatic confrontation, just a small, folded piece of paper. Hidden. Waiting. This is the piece of evidence that's about to change absolutely everything. You can just feel the weight of this moment. The shaking hands aren't just from nerves. They're from the gut-wrenching realization that the answer to every single question is resting right there in the palm of your hand. So, what does it say? Well, what's so incredible is that this note, it isn't just a clue. It's a full confession. It's the witness statement we've been looking for all along, explaining the motive, the actions, everything. The confession starts. It wasn't planned. This whole connection was an accident, a beautiful, unexpected thing that became the best part of her day. And she wanted to say so much, but she just couldn't. And here we finally get the motive for why she left the first time. It wasn't really a choice. She says, I had to leave. And the silence, that was her trying to protect him, trying to spare him the pain of waiting for someone who might not ever come back. And this is the heart of it all. That final act of leaving, it wasn't about him. It was about protecting him from how deeply she felt. She saw where things were heading, and she vanished because she thought it was the only way to stop a much bigger heartbreak down the road. The confession ends with this heartbreaking, bittersweet acceptance. The idea that their story wasn't a failure. It was just a story with a different kind of ending. A brief, beautiful moment where two paths crossed. With the note finally read and the confession understood, all the pieces of the puzzle just click into place. The strange behavior, the contradictions, they suddenly make perfect, tragic sense. The case is solved. You can just imagine standing there, holding that small piece of paper. And the silence around you isn't empty anymore. It's full. It's filled with understanding. And that's the thing. The mystery was never about a lack of feeling. It was all about timing. It wasn't a betrayal. It was just a tragedy of circumstance. They didn't really lose each other. They were just found by one another in the wrong chapter of their lives.
And with that one final realization, our investigation comes to a close. A solved case, a heartbreaking truth, and just the quiet echo of what might have been.
But then again, just because a case is closed, does that mean the story is truly over? Does it?